It seems so simple. Just smooth movement, your feet embracing the earth. You become connected to the community of life that surrounds you. The path welcomes your presence. This is where you belong. Endurance running is a spiritual practice, and its philosophies can be reflected in Zen Buddhism. Right effort, right mindfulness, and right meditation are several of the Zen principles included in the Eightfold Path. These principles can guide one to self-awakening, to make one aware that all suffering is self-caused. Through long-distance running, the opportunity is naturally given to partake in these practices. Through examining experiences, distance runners' accounts, and scholarly articles, and personal experiences, running will be examined through the Zen Buddhist lens. In ultra running, competition is based on different factors than just beating other people. Ultra marathoners are out not just to improve their times, but to test their bodies and embrace the fluid movement that brings so much joy. These philosophies can be directly related to right effort, which involves cultivating what is wholesome and purifying oneself of what is unwholesome. Training will reflect effort and commitment one has towards ultra running. Many times, individuals run in order to vent stress. In a poem by Fred Rohe, published in his book, The Zen of Running, this is made evident. Until one day, I felt so free. It no longer seemed to be me, but rather he. And he has earned his strength that feels like lightness, and turned his short run into a long one, then turned his long run into the rightness of his dancing. Scott Jurek is one of the greatest American ultra runners of the century. In his recent book, Eat and Run, he documents his experience and gives insight on how he began his journey to greatness. Within these pages, Jurek makes a statement that demonstrates the relational attributes of running and Zen. He says, "We strive towards a goal, and whether we achieve it or not is important. But it's not what's the most important. What matters is how we move towards that goal." This quote encapsulates the pure meaning of right effort. Another element of Zen Buddhism that is evident in endurance running is right mindfulness. Right mindfulness is defined as being fully present and aware of one's body, senses, thoughts, and surroundings. Rohe demonstrates the relevance of right mindfulness in saying, "You will be able to run tirelessly if you follow this simple rule. Run within your breath. Do not run ahead of your breath." The idea of running within the breath is one that is hard to comprehend. You so often see runners completely exhausted. People visualize a broken body gasping for breath. Yet this is not the right mind for endurance running, in which each breath gives life and energy to the movement. Jurek says that, "The longer and farther I ran, the more I realized what I was often chasing was a state of mind, a place where worries that seemed monumental melted away, where beauty and timelessness of the universe, of the present moment, came into sharp focus." Running can bring you to the present. Right mindfulness can be achieved through the mode of running, but it is not automatic. Jurek reminds us that you could carry your burdens lightly or with great effort. You could worry about tomorrow or not. You could imagine horrible fates or garland-filled tomorrows. None of it mattered as long as you moved, as long as you did something. Asking why was fine, but it wasn't action. Nothing brought the rewards of moving, of running. Right concentration is focusing on all of one's mental faculties into one physical or mental object and practicing meditation. To the endurance athlete, the long run is uncompetitive. Each step is one of beauty. A transformed purpose has overcome the activity. No longer is faster, stronger, harder, the metronome of pace. Satisfaction is not found in outperforming the boys that flank your sides, but in absorbing the moment and capturing the peace ingrained in nature's true beauty. Rohe states that meditation is a state of being, not a physical position. I can run in a state that is just as meditative, perhaps more so, than when sitting Buddha-like. In The Way of Zen by Alan W. Watts, Taoism, Confucianism, and Zen are expressions of a mentality which feels completely at home in this universe, in which man is seen as an integral part of his environment. Seated and walking meditations are staples in Zen practice. Could running be a heightened version of these meditations that recenter the being to now and give meaning to the moment? The environment of an endurance runner is often secluded in nature. All too often, the runner will have a feeling of oneness while in this environment. During some of my longer runs, I seem to enter this state of wholeness, in which the self weaves its being into the nature and natural world around me. I become part of the forest, blending with the very light that breaks through the canopy. 3 parts of the path: right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration are associated with mental discipline. These 3 aspects of the path might sound somewhat alike, especially mindfulness and concentration. If these 3 elements of Zen can be classified as mental discipline, then they are all associated with running. There must be some form of mental discipline that aids in one's journey to living a more meaningful life. It is often claimed that so much of distance running is mental. Through examining running through the Zen lens, a new relevance is given to this saying. In practicing endurance running, you have the opportunity to take part in right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. These elements are shared by both Zen Buddhism and endurance running, and also help justify endurance running's association as a spiritual practice. Go now and find the way. Conquer the mountains with pure delight. Breathe the natural nectar of being. Embrace the moment. Become one with your environment. Run.